Okay, I'm back. Alright, so this video I'm going to talk about my collection. Um, I want to explain to you how to use it and give you instructions and talk about them. So I came out with a line of candles, and let me just give you a background of why I chose to do this. I had been playing with the idea for a long time, since almost the beginning, really. But I just didn't feel like I was ready, and it was going to take a lot of work, and I wanted to wait for a lot of things, like I wanted to wait for my son to be in first grade. I had all these things I wanted to wait for. But here was my thought process on why I wanted to do my own candles. I love Botanica candles. I love the vigil candles, the old school vigil candles that are, what bruja is focused around, is the candles. Now, I don't know, a lot of you are from different places and don't have access to Botanicas, but here in California, there's quite a few. And in my city alone, on the east side, where it's primarily Mexicans and Hispanics, there is 3 Botanicas that I know of. But when you walk into these Botanicas, and there is walls of candles, okay? And they're all really cool. They're all really neat. I love it. I love it. However, when you go in for these candles, there might be several candles for one thing, and it can make it a little bit hard picking one and why and whatever. And one of my biggest complaints is that sometimes they have really hokey labels, which to me kind of messes everything up. One of the biggest issues I had was with the love candles, because the love candles will have pictures of a male and female together. I have a lot of gay clients. I have a lot of clients that identify in a lot of different ways. So it always bothered me when I would do candles for my gay clients that the picture on the candles were a male and female. It also bothers me that a lot of those labels are just so hokey. And the other thing that always bothered me is I like to write on my candles. I like to write the client's name, their birthday, the other person's name and birthday, and I like to sometimes I draw sigils, sometimes I write keywords, and sometimes those labels are just so big and cover the whole candle that you can't really do that. So, oh, you know what? I didn't bring a love candle. Let me go grab one real quick. Okay, so we know that in witchcraft and candle work and spell work, colors are what, mean a lot, and your intentions. So I wanted to make candles that you can use for various reasons. So the Love is Love candle, you can use for any love spells, any love situation, whatever it is. So usually, you have your chuparosa, you have your come back to me, you have your come to me, you have your, what else? I don't know, there's tons. So I wanted to create a candle that would cover all of that, whatever love intentions you have, whether it's, in your relationship, to sweeten it, to bring passion, to rekindle that flame, or if you're trying to attract somebody to you, whether it be someone you already know or someone new, you're just trying to attract love, or you're trying to get somebody back, which, if you guys follow me, I have like a huge issue with doing that kind of work. It's not my favorite. I don't like to do X work. That'll be a whole nother video. But, whatever your purpose, whatever your intentions and your purpose when it comes to love, this will cover all of it. It is packed with herbs, not only at the bottom, but sometimes in the middle, and definitely at the top. All the herbs used are for love, attraction, sweetening, everything that you need, it's in here. So just like this is for all that, so is everything else. So this is the Lucky 13 / money draw. So anything that has to do with luck, anything that has to do with money, bringing money, getting someone to pay you back, anything to do with changing your luck, good luck, this is it. So my whole goal was to take all those Botanica candles when you have like 5 or 6 for one thing and make it into one thing. So this replaces, you know, the luck candles and the money draws. But anything that has to do with money, anything that has to do with luck, anything to have to do with like bringing that to you, this would be it. And same thing. There's always herbs at the bottom, even if you can't see them, because they do float to the middle, and at the top. Healing. This is the healing candle. I do a lot of healing work, and it is actually one of my favorite things to do. I love to do healing work. I'm not going to say that I'm a healer, blah, blah, blah. I'm not, because I don't like to make any promises, but healing is definitely one of the things I love to do most. I feel like it is something that I am good at and strong at. So this is for healing. This replaces all the healing candles. And if you guys have had healing done with me before, you'll notice that I usually use blue candles anyways. So now this is fixed and charged with healing herbs and just like the whole collection, they're all fixed and charged with energy, intentions, and all of that, ready for you to light. This is good for doing healing work. If you're ready to let go of something, if you're ready to release something, if you have had trauma and heartache and just pain in your life, and you're ready to release it, let it go, give it up to the universe, this is the candle to do to help you with that. I love this candle. Okay, so anyways, it smells good too. So anyways, all of my candles, let me talk about this one, because I also do have the Abre Camino and the Evil Eye Protection, and what else? I think that's all of them. But the one I really want to talk about is the Ancestor candle. One of the questions I get a lot is, how do I connect with my ancestors? Okay, your ancestors are with you, and you can use this for your ancestors and your spirit guides. Now, understand those are two separate things. There's not a day that goes by that I don't talk to my spirit guides and my ancestors all the time. This is to help you connect to them. This would be your honoring and offering candle to them. One of the best ways to connect with your ancestors is to talk to them, honor them, acknowledge them. That is something that they want you to do. They want to be acknowledged. So just light this candle, keep it on your altar. If you can, make a little space for them, specifically for ancestors, and put this candle, a glass of water, and this one you can light and then snuff out and light whenever you need it. It's just good to have on your altar. But the best way to connect with them is to honor them, and this will help you do that. It has tobacco in it, it has frankincense in it, it has marigolds in it. Those are all very strong and powerful things that ancestors like, that draws them to you. And it's also scented with tobacco and vanilla. And all my candles are lightly scented because I can't stand strong smells. I get a headache. So they're all lightly scented, and then plus the scents of the herbs. So I really love this candle for its purpose. The best way you can connect to them is to talk to them. They're with you. They're already with you. You just have to call upon them, and you'll be amazed once you start with that getting that connection to them and talking to them and your spirit guides and really acknowledging them and working with them and asking them to protect you, you'll be amazed how your life will change. Things will really start to turn around. I highly recommend this one. This one's one of my favorite ones too. And they're all my favorite, but this one I'm really proud of because it's different. I haven't really seen anything like this one. So those are the only ones I'm going to talk about. But basically, I mean, they're all fixed. They're all charged. They're all put with my energy, Brujo's energy. We have put our hands in them. We have put our energy in them. We have put so much love into them. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is lighting them. The best thing you could do when you have these candles, and I will never say I'm an expert at anything, but I will say I am super knowledgeable about candle burning. I have burned by now thousands of candles, and I do know how to work with them and know the signs of, okay, what's spiritual signs and what's just a candle acting up. One thing I've noticed about, because I've also ordered other people's candles before, and that are fixed, and there's local people here that also have candles, and they're not fixed, they just make their candles, and nobody explains anything, and that drives me crazy. Okay, so when you're lighting these candles, one, if you can move any herbs away from the wick, any loose herbs, you're gonna want to do that. Okay, so just kind of make a little circle around it and just move them out of your way. I've already trimmed the wicks for you, so they should be fine. If you want to trim it a little bit more, you can. It's not necessary though. So one thing I do want, let me backpedal about the Botanica candles, why it was so important to come out with my own line, because this is important too. One of the other reasons that it was important for me to make these candles was that the Botanica candles, they're great, I love them, I will still be using them, but I wanted to offer something that was handmade, hand poured, and made by hand from beginning to end. The Botanica candles, they're awesome, and I love them, and I won't stop using them, especially when it's something that I don't make. But if you think about it, those are made with machines now. They're not hand poured. They're made with machines. You don't know who's messing with them. You don't know whose hands they're in. You don't know what energy has been put into them. You don't know if Martha had a really bad day and is pissy, and now she put that energy into this candle because she's been handling it. So it's things like that that I think of that kind of like worry me. So that's why it's really important to cleanse anything you buy, candle-wise, tools, whatever. It's really important that you cleanse them before you use them, before you put them on your altar, because you don't know what energy has been put on them. Especially if you buy used stuff, you really want to cleanse the hell out of those too. But anyways, that was a concern with me. Like, okay, they're made by machines. They're not hand poured. There's no actual spiritual love going into these candles. So that's why it was important for me to make these. They are cleansed at the start. The glass is cleansed with sage and well, actually not sage, because I'm not a big sage user. I use Palo Santo. So they're cleansed with Palo Santo inside and out before I even pour anything in them. So yeah, that was the other part. Okay, but back to lighting. Before you begin anything, if you want to cleanse, they've already been cleansed, but if you want to cleanse them, you can cleanse them again. But like I had said, I like to write on my candles, and now you have a ton of space here to write. So I like to write, like, say if I'm doing a love candle on Brujo, which I'm not, but look, I don't not. So you're gonna write the name down, because you're wanting it to come to you. You're wanting that love to come to you. So you're gonna write your person's name down. So I'm gonna write brujo down. You're going to write your name also with it and their birthdays, your birthday and his birthday. And then if you choose to, like I said, I like to draw either sigils or keywords or what you're wanting. I like to put it on the glass as well. What else? I forgot what else I was going to say. So you can do that. And then the other thing that is really important to me is the petition. So you don't have to have parchment paper. I have parchment paper. I use parchment paper for all of your petitions when I do work for you guys. I buy parchment paper and then I cut them because it's expensive. But for your petitions, I write your guys' names, the person involved, and then your words. Now, the reason why I have you guys write out your petitions yourself is because it's more powerful when you are sitting there thinking about what you want, what you need, and you're typing it out. It's more powerful, and you're thinking about it. You're manifesting it while you're writing it out, while you're thinking about it, and that's already sending that intention and energy out into the universe. So that's why it's so important for me to get those petitions from you guys, and why I want them to be as personal as possible. When you do write your petitions, be direct, be very like to the point and specific. So yeah, so when you're writing your petitions, you can use torn brown paper bags. You can just tear it and write it. You will want to have Sharpies to write on the candles. And then when you are wanting to do something that is bringing something to you, you're gonna fold it to you. So fold it in half like that to you. Okay, then you're gonna turn it and fold it to you. Now, if you're working on something you want to get rid of, you'll do it the opposite. You'll fold it away from you, turn it, fold it away from you, fold it away. So now when your candle's burning, once you light your candle and you set your intentions and you do all that and your candle's burning, a lot of people ask me, okay, can I put it out? If you can't keep it lit continuously, which I know a lot of you can't, because you will want to watch it. You want to have it in view. So if you cannot continuously have it running, you can snuff it out. Do not blow it out. Don't ever blow it out. Please do not let anyone else blow it out. You'll want to snuff it, and you can do that with putting something on top of it that is fire resistant and snuff it out. You can use, oh gosh, I don't have anything. You can use another cup. You can use anything to just put it on there and snuff it out. It's so important that you don't blow it out, because if you're having a bad day or you're just, not in a good mood, you're blowing that intention into it. I guess that's it. And so just continuously watch it. Here's another big important thing. If your herbs catch on fire, and that's why it's a good thing to have your chopstick. You're going to want to steal some chopsticks from your Chinese place, because these are really good to have. If you have an herb that starts catching on fire, now you'll notice that people will post their candles and it's all aflamed and all crazy because the herbs are on fire. It's not crazy, spiritual, anything. The herbs are on fire. You don't want the herbs to be on fire for a long time, because the heat will get too high and it will crack your glass. It will make your glass shatter, break, whatever. So you don't want your herbs to be on fire for too long. You will just snuff out your herbs on fire. You just poke them out like that, whatever. Especially watch them when it gets to the bottom. When it gets to the bottom, you're going to have a lot of herbs sitting there at the bottom. Let's see. I'm going to pause real quick. Okay, so this is an ancestor candle, the small one. It's obviously, I just put it out right now. It's at the end, but I'm going to show you what you get at the end, if you can see it. There's like a shit ton of herbs, okay? You're going to make sure when it gets to this part where you're down to like the last bit of wax, you're gonna make sure you have those herbs moved away from your wick so those herbs don't catch fire. I'm gonna tell you a story real quick because this is getting longer than 20 minutes. Real quick, I had bought a candle from someone online, and it was packed with herbs. Pretty candles, smelled great, but nowhere in the instructions did it say, and I already know better, but you know, whatever, but nowhere did it say in the instructions about the herbs. And when it gets to the bottom of the candle, those herbs are still there, they're still sitting there, and if those babies catch on fire at the bottom of that candle, it gets messy and it can get smoky, and your fire alarms are going to go off. It's going to be an all bad situation. So please watch those herbs. They will catch fire if you're not careful. Have something to poke it, and you'll be fine. But really, once it's done, once you've had it going for like a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever, it's going to be fine. It's going to burn fine on its own. So it's like that first half hour, and then that last little bit, you want to stay vigilant and watch them. This is common to all fixed candles, and nobody wants to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it because it can be dangerous. Candles can be dangerous. Fire is dangerous, so just be careful. Okay, so I'm over 20 minutes, so I'm going to talk about the other stuff on the next video.